Americano, you fight on street like a good boy. I shoot from here. My old bones are no good for the close combat.
What is it about grannies that makes them so hard to disobey? Oh yeah! Time for a road trip.
Hello there my YouTube friends and fans! Welcome to this little game called Serious Sam 4. This is actually not such a little game. This game has been out since 20 years. Not Serious Sam 4, but the series Serious Sam. I've played the very first game and every game that came after it. I have known this game for 20 years. That's how old this series actually is. This is an extreme classic game, just like Doom and Wolfenstein. You know, if you're a veteran gamer like me, you know this game really well and you probably played it yourself and you know how challenging this game can get. But fortunately, there is a difficulty setting, so you can go on to the very, very easy mode and still have a lot of fun with this game without getting frustrated. I actually saw this game, or some clips of this game, like about a year ago when this got announced. And I was really skeptic because I could not imagine this game with like modern graphics and realistic graphics like you see here. But I have to say, they have done a fantastic job. This game is just as much fun as all the older games. It just got much prettier graphics. And it still has the fun one-liners, got a little bit of a story. It's the story of Sam Stone, which is called Sam Serious Stone, who goes against Mental, an extraterrestrial overlord who attempts to destroy humanity at various points in time. The game has a whopping 15 chapters, which is way more than I expected. I expected like half as much, maybe. So that was a positive surprise, and it plays in exciting locations, beautiful locations, intense locations. It plays like in European locations and some other locations, but it is actually really, really well made overall. You can already see the graphics here are fantastic. What I also really enjoyed in this game is the soundtrack. There's actually a whopping 17 different music pieces that go throughout the game, and they change up a lot. And my favorite piece you can actually hear in the end of this video. It gives me goosebumps every time I hear it, and I sometimes just stop the game just to listen to this music because it's so beautiful and it's so powerful. You may think that, but you actually never get tired of the enemies because they change up so much. They have an insane amount of different types of enemies, but they also brought back the ones from the original games, which are, you know, the charging bulls and those guys here that you see, the big guys, and then the guys that come run at you with the screaming guys with the bombs, and then the bulls that come charging at you, and the skeleton horses or whatever you call them. They have been literally in every game and they have caused a lot of stress to all of us, but they also have really big boss monsters like this spider thingy that just gives you the fright. As soon as you see it, it's so humongous. And then they have like those scorpion thingies. I think they have been in there before as far as I remember. And then they have like those little Christmas clowns that you see, and the crabs. And it's just a never-ending arsenal of enemies. You could just see like those Christmas guys. Christmas skeletons, maybe you can call them. I do not remember them from before. They may have thrown them in because this game kind of, you know, just recently came out. And then they have those guys that are up in the sky, like they're more ghosty things that throw stuff at you. It's just literally never-ending. You can also, have various amounts of vehicles. There's a chopper that's actually an animal that sounds like a chopper and behaves like a chopper. That's also new to me. So you see so many things in the game where you're just like, whoa, I haven't seen that before. The weapons, there is so many different weapons and they all feel exceedingly satisfying. There's some weapons that feel like they're way too easy to take enemies down, and then others that are more challenging, and it's really up to you to decide which weapon that you want to use against which enemies, and those are the skeletons. I have to say, though, those are like the ones that I'm mostly worried about, because they come at you so fast and they can do so much damage to you, and it takes a lot of power to take them out. So forget to take them out with like a pistol or anything, because they're at your throat before you can take them down. It will take too many bullets. And then also those drones are insane, but fortunately they do not pose a big threat like the skeletons do. And then of course when you're in the mech you feel super powerful, invincible, but you're actually not. And then the thing that I also found out is that in a lot of situations that seem impossible to get past, you often can find certain spots on the map where you have a better chance to survive, like we did here. And when I say we, that was actually an AI character. Sometimes you actually have a team of people that plays with you, or just one person that plays with you, but they're all AI characters. You can actually play this game in co-op. I did play this alone because I find it more challenging, but I'm sure a lot of you guys do really enjoy playing with friends. And that's definitely an option, but I can imagine that the enemies are going to be much stronger in that case. What's also new in this game is that you can do side missions if you want to do them, and that takes you off into a different location, and you can earn some extra weapons and ammo and points and stuff like that. So it's definitely worth it doing all those side missions. So what happened to me a few times, and that's maybe the only grief I had with the game, is that sometimes, a couple times or 3 times I got lost and I didn't know where to go next. And then you have this, they offer this where you can push the button and it's kind of telling you where to go next. But sometimes it was wrong, and it's kind of like the computer just trying to kind of tell you where to go, and it kind of was telling you in a really weird, awkward way, a long-winded way where to go, where you kind of ended up in the wrong spot all of a sudden, where you were in front of a locked door, and that wasn't actually the way you were supposed to go, but the computer told you to go this way. And that was quite frustrating at those times, as I wasted a lot of precious time. And in order to upgrade your skills, you have to find one of those boxes, and you find this purple ball in here, which you destroy, and then you breathe in that dust, and then you get to upgrade all those skills here. I haven't been able to upgrade all of them, and it's probably because I just didn't find all those purple balls. But those are actually really great skills that give you definitely a great advantage, and some of them are actually quite fun. I personally think that this game has a high replay value, especially because it's an arcade-ish kind of game, and you may find yourself playing on a lower difficulty just to kind of finish the game, and then you just kind of want to try again, doing much better and challenge yourself. And it can get real iffy here. I can't even imagine how anyone can play this game higher than in a normal level, because I played this game like on normal at the beginning, like the first 3 chapters, and then I just literally couldn't do it anymore. I could not do it anymore, no matter how hard I tried. I don't know why, but it was just impossible, literally to me, impossible to get the level done, because the enemies came from literally all sides and I only had so many weapons to defend myself with. And fortunately the game asks you, after 3 failed attempts, if you want to lower the difficulty level, and you can say no, or you can say yes, and then you find yourself in a better position where it's still rather difficult, but it's more manageable. And then if you can still not do it, you can even lower the difficulty 1 more, so it goes from like easy to tourist. And I don't know if there's even a lower one after that, but if you can't do it in tourist, then maybe this is not the game for you. But I don't want to show you any more now because I don't want to spoil anything for you. There's a lot in this game that I didn't show that's an absolute blast. I highly recommend anyone who loves first-person shooters or just games where you can just have a blast that you can just pick up and drop whatever you want to, you know, try it out. Especially if you're on Xbox, you can play that for free right now. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't yet. And if you hold on just for a few seconds, you will hear my absolute favorite piece of the soundtrack. Take care. See you next time. Bye bye.